Go to Atlanta because, of course, Martell and I have children together. So it's important, while I do need time and space away, it is still also important for me to be, in an area or a distance that's not too far, so that there's not an issue when it comes to exchanging the kids and custody and things of that nature.
Martell Holt is back in the spotlight. And if you've been following Love and Marriage, Huntsville, you already know that whenever his name comes up, the drama isn't far behind. This time, people are buzzing, whispering, and even laughing because Martell always finds a way to end up in the middle of a storm. Now listen, before we go any deeper, you're going to want to stay until the very end because the tea keeps pouring. I promise. The further we go, the wilder it gets. So grab your snacks, settle in, and let's talk about it. Martell Holt has been a man in his feelings for years. If we're being honest, he's never really been at peace. And the truth is, when someone isn't meant for you, God won't ever let you feel settled with them. We all saw that play out in his marriage to Melody Shari, one of reality TV's most talked about relationships. It had everything: betrayal, scandals, public tears, and nonstop drama that kept viewers hooked. Martell has repeatedly claimed that Melody wasn't doing certain things, that she lacked something, and that's why he cheated. But instead of leaving when he should have, he strung her along, embarrassed her in front of the world, and still turned around later asking for another chance. Does that sound like a man who knows what he wants, or someone who's confused and selfish? Martell once said he tried to stop seeing Ariane Curry but couldn't because something kept pulling him back. Let's be real, when a man says that, it doesn't mean he can't stop. It means he won't. Fast forward to now, and they're still together. Word on the street is they've been looking at wedding venues logically. I didn't personally see it, but the talk has been loud enough that it's not just some random rumor anymore. But before we jump to conclusions, let's unpack it. Martell had every chance to be honest with Melody. If he was unhappy, he could have simply said, "I don't love you like that anymore. I need to move on." But instead, he lied, cheated, and publicly disrespected her, all while praising Ariane like she was the prize. To make it worse, he even questioned Melody's mothering skills. That was nasty work, and here's where things get even messier. Martell used their shared money to fund his lifestyle with Ariane. He was flying her out, buying her gifts, and living a double life while still married to Melody. That's why so many people believe it was never about love, it was about what Martell could get from both women. Martell's been divorced for 4 years now. If he really loved Ariane, why wait until now to allegedly start looking at venues? Some fans believe he's only doing it to prove a point to Melody, to fans. Or maybe even to secure a storyline for Love and Marriage. Huntsville. And honestly, that makes sense. If Martell actually marries Orion, you know the producers will jump all over that. The drama alone would be TV gold. But don't get it twisted, this might not be about love at all. It might be about keeping his name relevant. Now, speaking of relevance, remember when Martell was linked to Sheree Whitfield? At first, paparazzi caught them together. But then people started saying they paid to have those photos taken for publicity. Messy, right? And lately, we haven't seen them together at all. No new pictures, no sightings. So, what's really going on there? Is he done with Sheree or just hiding? Either way, Martell loves to keep people guessing. Here's the truth. Neither Martell nor Ariane is the prize. Martell has proven he's selfish and immature. And Orion has accepted behavior most people would have walked away from years ago. Together, it's giving disaster waiting to happen. If Martell does go through with this wedding, it won't be about love, little, be about control and image. And let's be real, people will be watching just to see how fast it falls apart. Meanwhile, Melody Shari walked away, rebuilt herself, and thrived. She has the kids, the businesses, the awards, and the glow. While Martell is out here chasing attention, Melody is moving with peace and purpose. That's called karma. Some fans believe Martell only wanted Melody back for financial reasons. Remember, she had the builder's license, the business brain, and the drive. Meanwhile, he's been struggling ever since. Every time he tries to act like he's happy, he ends up looking miserable. Martell's social media game doesn't help either. One day he's posting about regret and loyalty. The next day he's deleting it and posting something else. It's confusing, childish, and attention-seeking. But maybe that's the point, to keep people talking. Fans also think this alleged wedding might be Martell's way of finally getting Orion on the show. Producers have wanted her for years. If they do it, the drama will be off the charts. Melody, Kimmy, Marsa, and Tisha would all have something to say, and that's exactly what keeps people watching. Martell's drama has always dragged everyone else in. Whether it's shading Marsa, clashing with Kimmy, or throwing shots at Tisha, Martell loves stirring the pot. But the real chaos started when Ariane began dropping hints that she knew things about the Scotts. That added tension to the whole group and made the cast even more divided. Here's what's wild: Ariane was never even an official cast member. She had no contract, no reunion spot, no regular scenes, yet she was everywhere. Her name came up in every argument, every rumor, every season. She became the ghost of Martell and Melody's marriage, haunting every storyline without actually being part of it. Martell made his choices. He's the one who took vows, built a family, and still chose to cheat. He empowered Ariane to feel bold enough to talk reckless and disrespect Melody. But in public, he still clung to Melody because he wanted her shine, her intelligence, and her image. Ariane was the secret, but Melody was the status. That's why Ariane's role is so tragic. She was never truly chosen. She thought she won, but she was just a placeholder while Martell tried to figure himself out. And that's why no matter how much she tries to prove her worth, she's still stuck playing second fiddle. Meanwhile, Melody Shari turned her pain into power. She walked away, rebuilt her life, and continues to rise. Awards, success, and peace, she's thriving, while Martell and Ariane keep recycling the same drama. Melody showed everyone what true winning looks like. And that's the real story, so stay tuned, because in the next part, we're diving deeper into the behind-the-scenes reactions, the uncut moments, the cast tension, and how this entire mess is shaping the future of love and marriage. Huntsville. Trust me, you don't want to miss a thing. Now, let's dig even deeper into what's been happening behind the scenes, because this part of the story explains why the love and marriage Huntsville drama never truly ends. Even when the cameras stop rolling, the tension keeps building. Cast members talk, social media posts spark speculation. Fans stay glued to every move. Martell, Melody, and even Orion make. What most people don't realize is that the dynamic among the cast completely changed after Martell and Melody's divorce. Once their marriage fell apart, the group split into quiet alliances, and everyone started choosing sides, whether they admitted it or not. Melody's focus turned fully toward healing, building her brand, and protecting her peace. She wasn't trying to sit around and rehash old arguments. But Martell seemed unable to move forward without keeping her name in his mouth. Every time he's on camera, he finds a way to mention her, criticize her, or make himself sound like the victim. But fans aren't falling for it anymore. They see the pattern. Martell deflects instead of taking responsibility. He paints himself as misunderstood, but his actions continue to prove otherwise. Even the cast has started calling him out on it, though some still try to stay neutral to avoid the backlash. Kimmy Scott, for example, has tried to play the peacemaker, but even she's had moments of frustration with Martell's behavior. Marsa Scott, on the other hand, has never been afraid to throw a little shade right back. Their exchanges have given fans some of the most viral moments of the series. And Tisha Scott, she's still standing by her husband, but her tension with Melody hasn't gone anywhere. The women used to have moments of friendship, but trust was broken, and it's clear that things will never be quite the same. Martell's constant stirring and shady comments didn't help either. He has a way of setting fires and then pretending he doesn't know who lit the match. Now, let's talk about Ariane Curry's ongoing presence. Because even though she's not officially part of the cast, she's still influencing the storyline. Every few months, she pops up on social media with cryptic messages, subtle shade, or full-blown rants. Sometimes she claims she's moved on, but other times she airs private details that make Martell look even worse. Fans have started calling her the unofficial cast member. Because even when she's off camera, her name stays in rotation. What's ironic is that Arian always said she didn't want to be on the show. But it's clear she wants the attention that comes with it. She doesn't realize that every time she goes live or posts a rant, it just reinforces how chaotic that relationship really is. And speaking of chaos, word is that production has been pushing hard to find a way to bring Ariane on screen next season. It's risky, but they know it would guarantee ratings. If she and Martell actually go through with this alleged wedding, it could easily become the biggest storyline of the year. But fans are divided. Some say they'll tune in for the mess, while others feel like it would be a slap